Before hybrids were cool, before the Prius was a pop culture icon, there was the first generation Honda Insight. It didn't just sip fuel, it barely drank it. With a teardrop shape, aluminum body panels, and a tiny 1.0-liter three-cylinder paired with electric assist, this thing could hit up to 70 miles per gallon. That's still impressive today, but it looked strange, had only 2 seats, and cost more than most people wanted to pay. It wasn't the hybrid people wanted, but it was the one the future needed. The Pontiac Aztek is a meme now, known as one of the ugliest cars ever made. But look past the styling and you'll find something surprisingly smart. It was one of the earliest crossovers, designed for active lifestyles before SUVs ruled the road. It had a tent you could zip into the back, a center console that doubled as a cooler, and more cargo flexibility than anything else in its class. Sure, it looked like a design experiment gone wrong, but functionally, it was a decade ahead. The BMW i3 was never meant to be a mass-market electric car. It was a bold experiment. Built on a carbon fiber chassis with suicide doors and a cabin made from recycled ocean plastic and eucalyptus wood, the i3 wasn't just an EV, it was a sustainability statement. It drove like a BMW too, fast, agile, and oddly fun. But it was expensive, had limited range, and didn't fit the brand's luxury image. Most buyers just didn't get it. But now, it's seen as the EV that set BMW's future in motion. Mazda's obsession with rotary engines reached its peak with the RX-8, a naturally aspirated Vonkel engine that revved to 9,000 RPM, a perfect 50-50 weight balance, and doors that opened backwards. This wasn't your average sports car. It was a purist's dream and a mechanic's nightmare. Oil consumption was crazy, cold starts were a gamble. But if you knew how to live with it, the RX-8 was magic. The Citroën SM was what happened when you let French designers and Italian engineers dream together. A front-wheel drive GT car powered by a Maserati V6 with hydrop pneumatic suspension that literally raised and lowered itself. It had headlights that turned with the steering wheel. The ride was like floating on air. But it was too expensive, too complex, and hard to maintain. In the US, emissions and service costs crushed it. Still, the SM stands as one of the boldest luxury cars ever made. Toyota's Previa was no ordinary minivan. It had a mid-mounted engine, optional supercharger, rear-wheel drive, and even all-wheel drive. The engine sat under the front seats, and it handled better than any van should. It was futuristic, practical, and over-engineered in the best way. But America wanted simple, boxy minivans, not a science project. Still, the Previa proved that even a minivan could be cool. Saab didn't just build cars, they built flying machines for the road. The 900 Turbo was a true oddball. Center console ignition, backward engines, and aerospace-inspired interiors. It was also one of the first cars to make turbocharging practical for daily drivers. In the snow, it was unstoppable. In the corners, it was sharp. But Saab's commitment to quirkiness made it a hard sell to the mainstream, and eventually the brand disappeared. Still, the 900 Turbo left a legacy of individuality. What happens when Volkswagen decides to build the best luxury car in the world? You get the Phaeton, hand-assembled in a glass factory, available with a W12 engine, and designed to drive at 186 miles per hour, without disturbing a single drop of water on the dashboard. It was more Bentley than VW. But buyers weren't ready to spend 6 figures on something with a VW badge. It failed in sales, but won the respect of anyone who sat inside. Remember Saturn? Before GM pulled the plug, they gave us a parting gift, the sky. sleek, aggressive, and built on a lightweight rear-wheel drive platform. It looked like a mini Corvette and handled better than anyone expected. The turbocharged redline version had legit performance chops, but just as Saturn was finding its identity, the 2008 financial crisis hit and GM pulled the plug. The Sky wasn't a failure of engineering, it was a victim of bad timing. Everyone knows the DeLorean because of Back to the Future, but in real life, it flopped hard. Stainless steel body, gull-wing doors, and a design straight from the future. But under the hood, it was slow, underpowered, and plagued with quality issues. Then came the scandal, drug charges, production delays, and company collapse. But despite all that, the DeLorean became a pop culture legend. It didn't succeed in the market, but it succeeded in becoming iconic.